Alright guys, we're here with the new mule. This is Bobby Miller's mule. You can tell all of them have been mud balls here. We're going to do she's already kicked out at me here. I went to rub her feet. We're going to trim her feet up a little bit. She decided we wasn't going to handle her feet, so everybody's always asking for the no kick video. This is the video where I taught Digger how to not kick anymore. I'm going to take this loose real quick just to show you how it's done. Like I say, you got to get a rope around her foot, around her back leg. Now I'm going to run this up through the other side of her halter, under the other side of the curve, the chin strap here. I'm going to run it up through the other side and then out the front at the bottom. Now I don't hook it out here to the side because if I don't want her to kick at that and give herself slack. See, she can give herself room there and she can kick. But what I want it to do is jerk straight down on her nose when she kicks. So I'm going to run it up through the halter. Back up. I'm going to run it up through the halter and out the other side. So what I want it to do is catch in that knot. So when she kicks now, she's going to correct herself. She's just going to jerk down on her nose right here. And I've got the halter placed way down here on the end of her nose. I want it just below that bump, either right on that bump or just below that bump. And now I'm going to ask her for her foot. But in doing that, I'm going to take up the slack. I'm going to take up the slack out of the rope. And now I'm going to squeeze this rope together. Now, no matter what she does, if she throws a fit and falls on the ground, all I got to do is turn loose of the rope and she's free. 100% free, as you can see there. Normally I've got a lead rope here that's longer than this. I usually do this with I normally do this with my lunge line, but it came up missing when somebody moved out of my barn, along with a lot of other things, including one of my animals. So now I'm just going to pull up the slack. Every time she gives me a little bit of slack, I'm going to take up the slack so there's a little bit of pressure on her ankle. And I'm squeezing this here. Normally I do this with gloves on. I don't have gloves with me. But now I'm going to take up the slack. And as I take up that slack, she's going to feel the pressure on her foot and she's going to want to kick. When she kicks, she's going to correct herself. I don't have to do it to her. She gets the choice to do it for herself. Now, she's been kicking every time. She would nowhere near let me get that foot up there by her. So I'm going to kind of aggravate that foot a little bit. I'm going to put a little pressure on it, tell her I want her to lift it. But I'm squeezing here. Like I said, I can do this with one hand, guys. Now, if she gets aggravated and she kicks, she's not going to do nothing but jerk down that halter on her nose over and over and over. So I'm going to get her back up here, give her a little room, because I want her to give me that foot willingly, not because she has to. I want her to do it willingly. So I'm going to pull the slack out. I'm going to pull that nose down. And I'm going to make her have to lift that foot up. Now I'm only going to make her hold that foot up for a couple of seconds first time, and I'm going to let her have her head back. She actually did what I was wanting her to do just for a few seconds. She held it up for about 3 seconds, so I let her have her foot right back. I want to correct the bad behavior, and I want to reward the good. So her holding her foot up, I'm going to reward by letting her have the slack back. I'm going to ask for that foot back. I'm going to catch the slack. She's still setting it down, so I'm going to aggravate it a little bit. I'm going to pull on it. I want her to hold it up off the ground. And she's going to kick, and instantly she kicked. Did you see her head jump whenever she did that kick? She kicked and it popped herself on the nose, and she didn't like that. So now I'm going to aggravate her. I'm going to see if she'll kick again. Mules learn this really quick. Horses have to kick themselves 15 times. A mule only kick itself 4 or 5 times usually, and it's done. I'm going to aggravate that foot. I don't want it to go to the ground. I don't want it to go to the ground. I don't want it to go to the ground. So every time she goes, just let it down. I'm going to pick it. I'm going to have her pick it back up. You notice she's not kicking now. She done kicked one time and popped herself in the nose. She didn't like that. So we're holding that foot up. There was a good 5 seconds there without any fight. So we're going to let her have her foot. Give her a little bit of reward. Good girl. And I don't like her standing at the end of this halter. I give her a lot of room on the halter because I don't like them standing against it because they feel like they're trapped and they have to do it then. And I want them to do it willingly. I don't want them to have to do it. So now I'm going to ask for that foot. As soon as she gives it to me, I'm going to take up the slack. I want her to hold it up without holding pressure on it. I want her to hold it up herself. I don't want her to hang it down there. I want her to put effort into holding it up. See how she's wanting to kick, but she already knows, she's already figured out that kick didn't do nothing but jerk down on my nose. So I want her to hold it up by herself. So every time she goes to relax it, to set it on the ground, I'm going to jiggle it a little bit. Now I'm getting no resistance, guys. I'm barely squeezing on this. I can hold it with 2 fingers. I'm getting almost no resistance. So once she's holding it on her own, holding it up there, and I'm getting very little resistance, I'm going to reward that. Good girl. What baby? I'm going to reward that behavior. That's what I'm looking for. And guys, she's not pulling on her lead rope near as tight as she was. I'm going to move her back up, give her some room, and go at it again. Now I'm going to ask for the foot. I'm going to give it a couple of tugs. I'm going to take up the slack a little bit. As soon as it's up, I'm going to clamp it right there. She goes to set it down. I'm going to take up a little more room. See if I can't get a little bit of a kick out of her. Like I said, she's going to learn off the kick. See, now anytime I can let go of this. If she was to get too out of hand, I can let go of this anytime. But see how she's not kicking now? She's just holding it up and scooting back against it. So she's got herself under the pressure now. But as soon as she gives and starts relaxing, then I'm going to let go of a little bit of the lead rope. She's kind of leaned back on that, on the lead rope up here. Hip up, hip up, hip up. She can walk on 3 feet. So now I'm just holding this up here, like I said, not with that much pressure, just enough for her to keep that up. She's keeping that foot sucked up really good right now on her own. So as soon as she gives, I'm going to let her have her foot back and rub on her a little bit. Good girl. Move her back up. You have the foot. You have the foot. And I always try to say the same thing. I normally say, let me see it. Let me see it. Let me see it. Let me see it. Now I've got her foot up. Rub on her a little bit. Normally I start up here and rub down a little bit, but I think she's been messed with a little bit. May have had her feet messed with a time or 2 in her life, so she's not really crazy about it. She's really not committed to kicking you, but she wants to kick out at you just to make you stop touching her foot. So I'm going to work on it a little bit. See how she's sucking it up on her own? I don't mind her doing that, as long as she's not kicking out. I'm going to go ahead and rub on down the foot. Like I said, guys, at any time I can just let go of that and she's completely free. She's not bound up anymore. People want to tell you, put a Scotch hobble on them and all that mess and do whatever you want. That Scotch hobble forces them. You don't get them to do this real quickly with a Scotch hobble. And now she's letting me hold her foot on her own without kicking at me. And I can touch around on it. I can pat around on it a little bit. So we're getting to it real quick. Good girl. And I don't know how long this video is, probably 3 or 4 minutes by now.
8:50.
Already? Okay, well, I talk a lot faster than I think I do. But anyway, all right, let me see it. Let me see it. Let me see it. Let me see it. I'm going to take out the slack. And I'm going to actually put the pressure on myself to get her to pick up that foot to see if she'll kick out at me. And now I have a mule that's not kicking her foot out at me anymore. And she winged it at me a few times pretty good. First couple of times I went to touch her foot. And now it's that quick, that easy, guys. If you've got a mule that's really committed to kicking, then it may take a little bit longer. May want to work with that a little bit more. She wasn't committed to kicking me. She was committed to kicking her foot away from me. And if I got in the way, well, I was going to get kicked. But she kind of clipped me on the side of the knee, though, there. So anyway, so we're going to work with this till I can absolutely get that foot on the first couple of jerks. I'm going to ask for it. Let me see it. Let me see it. I'll hang it there for a minute, and as soon as I feel her relax it, and without any pressure on it, and I just got the weight of the foot on me, then I'll go ahead and touch it, rub it on down, and I'll be able to handle the foot very quickly. But I keep, as long as I'm just not holding her foot and she's holding some of it, I'm gonna go ahead and hold that rope. So if she kicks, I want her to correct herself. See, this isn't me, and now I've got the foot completely, so I let go of the rope. And again, this is just clipped around her, right above her hoof line there. It's not tied to anything or nothing, it's just clipped on. So as soon as I turn that loose, she's 100% completely free. All right, go ahead and kill it there, and we'll make another video of the other